Yo, what's up guys, it's Goblin here, welcome to this new episode. In today's video, I'm going to show you guys how to win everything in the new global tournament with the game mode Mirror Battle. It's basically whatever deck it chose for you. It's also going to be the same exact deck your opponent has. So in my opinion, it's always very important to kind of analyze quickly what cards do you have, what cards is your opponent also going to have, and then think about the best way to be able to take advantage of a specific card. So for example, in this specific matchup, we saw there's no building, there's not a real counter against the Goblin Giant, against the Electro Giant, excuse me, not Goblin Giant, Electro Giant. So he does a good job at pressuring already with the Electro Giant here. My Demolisher on the right side should have been a little bit more to the side, but I guess it's fine. And then I think the most important thing as well, in general, is always trying to play around their cycle. Know that, for example, he only has a lock as a spell, so then go with Wall Breakers behind the Demolisher. Just in general, kind of think about, okay, if I go with a specific card, is it going to be annoying for him? Is he able to defend it well? Is he not able to defend it well? And then this way you should be able to get a lot of damage, or sometimes maybe get a lot of value like on defense. Like for example now, knowing that his archers are out of cycle, knowing that he just used the Demolisher, his only thing he could do is probably mirror his Demolisher, which I guess is a decent play. But we know that it's not going to be like an amazing defense. There's no NATO in this deck, so we cannot NATO it towards the push. And that's also the same exact thing for him when he goes with Electro Giant. We should try to DPS it down as soon as possible, spacing up the troops. I should have played the Demolisher like the first one, a little bit further away from the Electro Giant, knowing that he cannot kill them. Same for the archers. There's no arrows, there's no fireball, there's no poison. How is he able to kill the archers? He realistically can't unless he goes with a double lock, but he just used the lock as well. So that's why I think it's so important to always like kind of have in mind, okay, what is his spell, what is the win condition in general, and what other support cards could get a lot of value. Let's say for some reason the only spell in this deck would be I don't know, let's say like for example arrows. Then of course the archers would not be as good as they are now when there's only lock. Same thing for other matchups. Let's say in another matchup, I don't know, maybe you have a minion horde and the only spell available in the deck is, for example, like now the lock. Then of course the minion horde in most situations should be able to get a lot of value. So always try to think, okay, what is going to be like a really strong card, or what is going to be like a really important card in general, and then always try to take advantage of that card. Could be a win condition, could be a support card, could be a defensive card. Honestly, it could be anything, but in my opinion that's going to be like one of the most important things to be able to keep in mind always. So let's go with a lock here to kill the archers. Let's then go with a Demolisher here to support the Electro Giant. Electro Giant is definitely an annoying card for him to deal with, especially since he doesn't really have a real counter against it. Let's go with the E-Giant here once again. Let's see what he's gonna drop next. Let's go with archers, and at this point I'm just trying to pressure a lot to be able to force out more elixir defensively, so he cannot spend the elixir he's using defensively, offensively, if that makes sense. So let's go with archers here on defense. In the meantime, we are able to force out a lot of elixir. Let's go with a Demolisher here as well, and there's no time left for him to be able to do anything. He just now went with Electro Giant, but since we forced out so much elixir defensively, he's not able to go offensively anymore. So very nice game. See you guys soon with the next one. Okay, let's go guys, hopping into game number 2. So now we are using, of course, always different decks, by the way. There's no best deck for this game mode. It's always just a random deck you're given by Clash Royale self. So in my opinion, it's always like so important, as I mentioned before, and I'm gonna mention it many times in today's video. Think about just in general what card or what play is gonna be annoying for them. For example, now when the bomber is out of cycle, most likely he's gonna go with Skeleton Army, and we already know this. There's not a real counter against Skeleton Army in this deck besides the bomber, so it's always going to be important to cycle to the bomber, and then in the meantime try to get value from this case, for example, the Phoenix. But him, after spending the fireball, we might be able to get something going with a balloon. We always need to be careful when to and how to use, for example, the balloon, but I think in general, even if he has a Phoenix, it still should be pretty annoying for him to deal with. Let's go with Wall Breaker here to support the push and potentially get some more damage, and the balloon plus the Wall Breaker should be able to get a lot of damage on the right side lane. So as you guys can see, honestly, it's not that, how do you say, like hard. Like in my opinion, it might seem like kind of annoying playing with these type of decks, but once you kind of know what things to look for, know what kind of things to keep in mind, in my opinion, this game mode, I don't want to say it's easily, but it's definitely very winnable as soon as you always keep those things in mind. Like for example now, honestly, what I could do is just go with a Skeleton Army here as well. Let's go with a Bandit to kill the bomber. And then the Skeletons are going to be so annoying for him. He does have the evil, or the Mirror Bomber. That was a nice play by him. But still, the Skeleton Army is always going to be annoying, especially if we take care of the bomber. Why? Because besides the bomber, there's no real, how do you say that? No real counter, like no real response. There's no zap, there's no lock, there's no arrows. just in general, it's gonna be very hard for the player. In this case, we might even have to not cycle the bomber. I guess we just did. And then here as well, the only air counter is Phoenix. As soon as you see the Phoenix, if you know that the only air counter is Phoenix, as soon as you see that Phoenix, just go with the balloon. Like, honestly, what is he gonna do against it? He has nothing. You know that he has nothing, so it's gonna be impossible for him to be able to defend the balloon push. Why? Because you just know that he has nothing in cycle. He didn't even have the mirror in cycle as well. If he had the mirror, then of course he could have went with the mirror Phoenix on top of your balloon. But if he didn't, then just take advantage of the situation overall. So let's go with the balloon here. Let's go with wall breakers. Let's go with skeleton army here as well. And at this point, I'm just gonna try and pressure as much as possible, trying to force out once again, as I said before, Elixir defensively, so then he cannot go offensively with whatever troop he wants to pressure. So as you guys can see, good amount of damage on the left side tower. King tower is also taking a ton of damage. Would be interesting to try and take the 3 count here. I'm not sure if we can. Let's in the meantime go with Phoenix, Bomber, Skeleton Army on defense. I'm gonna go with a Bandit here in the middle, and it would be very nice if this guy lets up 3 count us. I don't think he will. But let's see, Bandit at least takes the left side tower. Let's see if we can take the 3 count with the wall breakers. Bomber, that will be nice. 2 seconds. I think we do not get it. No, we don't get it. 156 HP, but still very solid and easy victory. Okay, guys, hopping into game number 3. I'm 8-0 right now in the tournament. And once again, you guys just saw the deck. Honestly, sometimes some decks are very strange, and sometimes you do kind of depend on a specific cycle, a specific card. But most of the times you should be able to just play kind of with your cycle. In this case, we just got a lot of value from the Electro Wizard. We know that he doesn't have the Electro Wizard in cycle, so the Skeleton Army might be annoying for him, might force, for example, a Mega Knight or something defensively, or if not, it might be able to get some value. Okay, nice. Let's actually mirror the Skeleton Army. I feel like here he's either gonna have to go with a Poison or with the Mega Knight defensively, and if he goes with the Mega Knight before we do, then that's gonna be good for us, because of course we can afterwards potentially get a counter push. If we use our Mega Knight on our side of the field, it's way better for us because it should stay alive. So looking at the deck overall, I don't think there's a good Golem counter. I mean, let's go with Golem, but I'm gonna go opposite lane here. Why? Because this way I want to try to pressure the right side lane with our Golem, with Electro Dragon, stuff like that, and try to DPS down his Golem with our Skeleton Army. That's gonna be kind of my game plan here, strategy. Let's see if he allows us to do so. Let's just wait a little bit, see what he does. I'm gonna support our Golem with the Electro Dragon here for sure. It looks like he goes with a Mega Knight. Okay, the thing here is that I don't think he should have enough elixir for the poison right now. So I'm just gonna go with Skeleton Army here on defense. I'm gonna pressure with Electro Wizard on the right side just in case he goes with a late poison. Even though we are gonna lose the tower, I think overall situation is still gonna be very nice for us, because we still should be able to have the troops alive. And it's definitely going to help us out a little bit. We are going to also take a little bit of damage on the King Tower, but I think it's completely fine. And we can potentially even pressure with the Mega Knight in the middle right now, knowing that his cycle isn't the best right now. Not sure what he has in cycle, but I don't think he should have much. And in the meantime, the Golemite with the Electro Dragon plus the Electro Wizard continues pressuring and dealing damage on the King Tower as well. So as you guys can see, he already calls good game. I think that was a very good play by us. We even are getting a ton of damage on his King Tower, and I think at this point we can just go with Golem. We can probably just poison the Skeleton Army, and I think with that we should be able to win this match. Okay, he also goes with a Golem. Honestly, I think he should go with Skeleton Army sometime soon. Okay, luckily for us, we didn't go for a prediction. Instead, I'm gonna go with Poison defense. I'm gonna go with Electro Dragon, and then here we should be able to defend, get a Golem quite easily. Well, our Golem is gonna be undefendable for him. We know that he has nothing here in cycle. He cannot DPS it down with anything besides the Skeleton Army, but we saw that he used it on offense. So yeah, just kind of think about what plays they can potentially make. What do you think is a good play to do against the deck you have, of course, because you have the same exact deck as your opponent, and then by thinking kind of logical, by just thinking a little bit, you should be able to get a lot of value. Like for example here as well, we saw that there's no big spell, so one of the most important cards is gonna be the Sparky, because there's no big spell to kill it, there's no reset, there's only a lock. But also the Witch in general is gonna be very annoying. I think in this matchup, Witch should be one of the most important cards to kind of protect or kind of like play around. Why? Because there's no big spell. So always think about the spells and just in general some cards which could potentially be or get really annoying for your opponent. Okay, so not really sure what I should have done there. I was just kind of waiting for him to see, what is he gonna do? Looks like he does end up going with a Sparky. I think here I'm gonna go with a Skeleton Army. Not sure if it's the best play, but I kind of want to keep my Sparky alive, trying to kill his Sparky, and then hopefully afterwards we can get something going. Okay, is he gonna go Skeleton Army? I feel like he might go Skeleton Army here. Are we gonna go lock prediction? No, wait a second. Oh my god, that was a nice lock prediction. But unfortunately, we do end up missing 2 of the skeletons. Man, that's unlucky. Honestly, that was a very good luck prediction. I should have gotten the what's it called? I should have gotten all the skeletons. That would have been really clean. Let's in the meantime go with a witch here. I'm gonna go prince as well to make sure that we kill the Sparky without taking too much damage. And he does end up going. Ooh, he went with a lock. Okay. I would like to go with miner. And then I feel like he's gonna drop like a prince or something. I'm gonna go with skeleton army here. And he doesn't have the lock in Psycho. I don't think he has much right now in Psycho besides the witch. Hopefully those skeletons can take care of the witch. And then hopefully they can also deal a lot of damage to the tower. Okay, witch is a really good card against spammy cards. So the witch, unfortunately, yeah, did get quite a lot of value. But I think overall, still a very good situation. And think about his Psycho right now. I mean, also thinking about like the deck. Balloon, by the way, I just noticed that there's no counter besides the witch. He just used the witch, so I think we can just go balloon at the bridge, right? Would it be a crazy play? I think it should just take the tower here. I'm not sure what he has in Psycho, but yeah, I don't think he has anything. As you guys can see, he's forced to Psycho the skeleton army in the back because he doesn't have anything in Psycho against the balloon. So I just noticed that the balloon is actually a crazy good card in this matchup. He also noticed, but instead of going get double balloon myself, I'm gonna go with double witch here, trying to take care of the balloons. Hopefully without losing the tower, but I think we are gonna lose the tower because of course the balloon, yeah, we just noticed it, is a really good card. So let's go with Prince here, let's go with Skeleton Army to continue pressuring. Probably gonna force out a lock at some time. And then I'm actually gonna go, should I go balloon here to the 3 crown? What should I do? Okay, I'm gonna go Sparky. Honestly, the Psycho, man, this deck is so awkward. Honestly, sometimes you do kind of get awkward decks, maybe some get very like strange decks with strange Psycho, but I think overall, as long as you do a good job at kind of analyzing the match, analyzing what cards are going to be very strong, you should be able to, yeah, secure yourself the victory. Okay, let's go with a double witch here. He does end up using his witch as well. I think I'm going to go with a balloon towards the right side lane, with a miner towards the witch, and then a lock here as well. Oh my god, look at that Sparky shot. Man, that Sparky shot just ended up destroying him. And we still have double witch, we still have Sparky. Yeah, that's gonna be game over unless he somehow 3-counts us. But that Sparky should definitely not be able to 3-count us. We can even go with our skeleton army, and we are able to, yeah, secure another victory. I don't know, like sometimes I'm also gonna admit that this game mode is gonna be a little bit awkward. Like sometimes the deck you end up playing is of course kind of, yeah, strange. Like for example, this deck, honestly, it doesn't make sense. But as long as you just think, like as I said before, like about the spells, about some win conditions, about some counters in general, you should be able to most of the times get a lot of value. Like for example here, our only spell we saw is gonna be the Fireball. So the Fireball is of course really great against the Magic Archer, but it's really not good against Rascals. It's really not that good against the Musketeer because he doesn't kill the Musketeer. And the what's it called? The Skeleton Barrel is gonna be amazingly strong. Why? Because of course, he cannot really kill the skeletons unless he fireballs it. So for example, now a skeleton barrel here on the right side is already going to be kind of annoying for him. Why? Because he should not have anything in Psycho against it. We can even go with another skeleton barrel, and I promise you guys that it should be getting a decent amount of damage. Even though he has the Magic Archer there, Magic Archer is not an amazing counter against the skeleton barrel. As you guys can see, we still bring down the right side tower down to 1461 HP. And okay, I'm gonna go with our own Magic Archer here as well, and then I'm gonna go with a Heal Spirit here off to the side, trying to kill the skeletons. Okay, nice. I think that was probably the best defense we could have done. We even end up getting the King Tower activated, so that's amazing. If you guys wonder how I did it, if you go with a troop most of the times 3 tiles above the King Tower here, or above the King Tower here, where I have the Musketeer, the Magic Archer is gonna end up hitting the tower while hitting the troop you just placed. It can be done with an Ice Spirit, it can be done with, for example, now a Magic Archer. Pretty sure even with a Musketeer, pretty much with any troop, you should be able to do this King Tower activation. Okay, so let's see what he's gonna do. Looks like he goes with a Lava Hound, looks like he goes with his Rescos. I'm gonna go with a Musketeer here off to the side to start DPSing down the Lava Hound, and I think I'm gonna go with my Rescos off to the side, making sure that I do not give him a good Fireball value. Of course, we know that he has Fireball. Why would I go with my Rescos here? I, of course, want to go with my Rescos opposite lane, and then here I'm gonna go with Skeleton Barrel as soon as possible. Why? Because I just know it's gonna be annoying for him. I know that he doesn't have much in Psycho right now, should be able to get a decent amount of damage, even though he goes with the Heal Spirit, should be able to get a little bit of chip damage, and I'm gonna go with another Skeleton Barrel to the left side, just to continue being annoying and to continue pressuring. Okay, let's go with the Heal Spirit here, taking for the skeletons. In the meantime, the skeletons are going to connect to the left side tower, and slowly but surely we are in a huge damage lead, both on the right side tower and on the left side tower. Okay, let's go with Lava Hound here, and I think the most important thing is gonna first make sure that we kind of bait out the Fireball, and as soon as we bait out the Fireball, we should be able to get something going right now. Okay, let's go with the Musketeer. He does go with his Magic Archer. Should I Fireball it already? Honestly, I'm just gonna Fireball this. I think that should be a pretty decent play. Let's in the meantime go with Magic Archer here. Let's go with Skeleton Barrel here as well. I'm gonna go Heal Spirit, trying to time it well to kill most of the skeletons, and I'm gonna go with a Musketeer to help kill all those lava pups. Okay, nice. Pretty good defense. He does go with another fireball. Pretty nice fireball by him. We need to be careful with those Rescue Girls, but I think we should be fine. And we do need to be careful because so far he's doing a good job at, how do you say, applying pressure right now. But I think we should have the victory here secured with the Rescue Girl. Let's go with a Magic Arch on defense. Let's go with the Heal Spirit just to make sure we do not lose the tower. That was actually a close match. Wow, he played that actually really well in the end of the match. But I think overall we were definitely dominating the match. And in most of the situations we were kind of aware and in control of what to do and what not to do against that deck. So very nice video, 11-0 in the tournament. Hopefully you guys could learn something from today's video. If you guys did enjoy it, please make sure to smack the like button. If not subscribed to the channel yet, feel free to subscribe. And I will see you guys in one of my next videos. Take care, guys.